This guy who worked for the CIA at the time was a part of MK Ultra. His name was Jolly West. And Jolly West is this figure all throughout the counterculture resistance movement that the federal government had sort of concocted. And part of what he was doing was teaching people how to manipulate people with LSD. And he was teaching Charlie Manson in jail. Like this guy visited Manson in jail. Then Manson would get out of jail, and Manson would get in trouble, get arrested, and then get released. And the sheriffs all say, it's over my pay grade. They were all told to let him go. And so he was implicated in murders and violent crimes, and they always let him go. They always had to let him go. And he was getting acid, and he had sophisticated methods of manipulating minds. It wasn't as simple as, like, this is a charismatic dude, and they all want to cut a baby out of fucking Sharon Tate's stomach. No, it was way crazier than that. It was sophisticated mind control from MK Ultra, and they wanted to see if they could get people to become homicidal maniacs, and they were right. They could. They knew how to do it. They used it, and they got Manson to do it, and it threw water on this whole anti-war hippie movement. All that peace, love shit. Whoosh. Now hippies are murderers. Now hippies are Charles Manson. Now, you know, your kid wants to just like fucking paint flowers and show up at Grateful Dead shows. No, your kid's a murderer. Your kid's a fucking all the hippies are suspects now. It worked. It was a fascinating thing they did. Like the way they threw water on this movement that was happening, like in 1970, there's this, just threw it down and put Schedule 1 on everything. If the Nixon administration hadn't done that in 1970, who knows what the world looks like today? Like, who knows? Who knows if you can get ibogaine and ayahuasca in America, if psilocybin had stayed legal? It was made illegal in 1970. All that stuff.
70?
Yep. All that stuff became Schedule 1 in 1970. Marijuana was always illegal. It was illegal from like the 1930s. And that was because it was a textile, and that was because it was a commodity. It had almost nothing to do with the drug itself. They were trying to outlaw hemp. They were worried because they had come out with a new way to process hemp fiber. It's called a decorticator. They invented this thing. It was big thing. Popular Science magazine, hemp, the new billion-dollar crop. It was like they were saying, we're all going to use hemp now because now there's an effective way to process the fibers, and they're superior to everything else. Make superior paper, superior cloth, superior everything.
Right, everything.
Much better plan. And William Randolph Hearst was like, fuck that. So William Randolph Hearst starts publishing stories in his newspapers about how blacks and Mexicans are taking this new drug called marijuana. They invented the name. It was a wild Mexican tobacco. That's what marijuana used to be. It was slang for a wild Mexican tobacco. So they put that name on cannabis, something that people had had forever. People have been smoking it forever. It was literally the origin of the term canvas.
Comes from cannabis?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's all hemp. If you go like the Mona Lisa, those are all painted on hemp. The first draft of the Declaration of Independence was written on hemp. Hemp was a far superior paper. It's really difficult to tear. It's a crazy fiber.